Hey everybody, this is Scotty with the Cult Movie Cantina, and we've got something special for you. This is an episode that we filmed in 2020, right before the world shut down, at Pensacon in Pensacola, Florida. We did the movie They Live, John Carpenter Classic. You know, I love John Carpenter films, and so Keith David was a guest at Pensacon, and so we decided to bring our insight to that movie to Pensacola. We had a blast. It's me, Stephanie, Justina, and our guest is Drew Hall, who has some wonderful insight on the film. You know how much I love John Carpenter, and I love talking about John Carpenter films. We learned a few things about They Live, and we showed a couple cool clips. So enjoy this little trip down memory lane in the before times, before masks and vaccines and Joe Rogan and all kinds of crazy stuff. So check it out.
You're listening to the Mobcast Network.
Welcome to the Cult Movie Cantina! This podcast takes a look at our favorite cult films, introduces them to someone who's not seen them,
Present.
pairs them with a great alcoholic beverage,
Me.
and then we talk about it. This week we watched the 1988 classic, John Carpenter's They Live. I'm your Native American pop culture spirit guide, Scotty, and I'm joined by...
Your facilitator, fun, and lady of libations, Stephanie. Justina, your jellicle jester. She who knows no movies.
Oh, you did it by yourself, Scotty.
Admiral, she who knows no movies.
No, we don't do Admiral.
He's my favorite.
We don't recognize. We do not recognize her rank.
That's from the
I like that. We recognize her rank.
We don't recognize her rank.
We have an action-packed show for you, but first,
If you'd like to follow us, you can find us on any fine podcast app, including Spotify, by searching for the Mobcast Network. You can find us on YouTube at Mobcast Network, where we have our podcasts, movie reviews, mashups, and short films where I am naked. And you can enjoy that. Subscribe.
I like the attention that some of that.
I'm just saying. You have to find it, though. Subscribe and set the alert so you don't miss anything.
If you want to find out more about the Cult Movie Cantina, you can join us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Cult Movie Cantina. There you can find out the latest movie news, see trailers, play games such as Wrong Title Only and Caption This, and talk to us. It's super fun. Find out when we'll be in your town. We are now. But
We're in your town
And
now.
speaking of live shows, guess where we are? We're in Pensacon. All right, you have 2 more chances to see us. Tomorrow, Saturday, February 29th, we'll be at Poseidon's Bay at 3:15 for our new show, Pop Culture Combat, where you get to defend your favorite fandoms to win prizes. Think of it as kind of like a nerd rap battle. It'll be great. Without rapping, it's not quite like Debate Club, but it does have prizes. So be there.
We like to bribe people to come to our shows.
It's going to be awesome. We have prizes.
We have prizes. Y'all got sunglasses and bubble gum.
Then tomorrow night at 7:45, right here in Ballroom C, you can check out our pop culture trivia game show, hashtag, where we'll be having fun, answering trivia, where you can have wins, lots of prizes. Trust me, I packaged these prizes and I was like, oh, I want that. Ooh, I want that. Ooh, I did take home something. I'm not going to lie. There's something in my car that I took out of the prize box. I am not lying. So they're great prizes. So basically, you win stuff just to come to our panels. Suck it, other panels.
Yeah.
Woo! All right.
Plus, we have a table in the Artist Alley on the top ring of the Bay Center. That's where you can buy my comic book, Chronicles of Limbo. It's like Star Wars meets Final Fantasy that centers around a 300-year-old half-vampire and her cosmically powered daughter. That's a genre no one's done yet, so I'm kicking the door in for that one.
I think it's awesome.
So go and check it out. Plus, you'll see us there. We've got some cool freebies up there, too, so check us out. But let's meet our guest. He's a filmmaker, co-host of our sister podcast, The Catacombs, and My Star Wars Life, which you can find here on the Mobcast Network. It's co-host himself, Drew Hall! Woo!
What if I did it just like this? I was just like, hey.
Yeah.
Would that motivate you guys? Or just
You would forget halfway through and get really
Are you walking Phoenixing us?
I'm going to talk about the sequel of They Live that I have been writing for 4 years. If you listen to Jim Cotta, you'll know
Can I
about
be in
it.
it? Can I be in it? Can I be in it? Can I be in it?
Yes,
Can I be in
100%.
it? Okay.
Everyone in this room can be in it.
Woo!
So let's get started. So, like we said before, we're doing the 1988 John Carpenter Classic, They Live. Let's listen to the trailer now. That means you get to watch. This is the first time we get to show it.
I know.
I don't ever get to watch the trailers, guys. This is exciting.
80s trailers are weird.
You don't even watch the movies.
How's your face? I watched them for the podcast, okay?
What do these things want, and why are they here?
You still don't get it, do you, boy?
They have recruited the rich and the powerful.
They're running the whole show.
Wake up! They're all about you, all around you. Blinded us to the truth.
Take a look. They are safe as long as they are not discovered.
I don't know what they are or where they came from, but we gotta stop them.
Stay away from me.
Put these on. They have us. Look at them, they're everywhere. Our owner.
We have no other choice.
I don't like this one bit.
Leave it alone, man. It ain't none of my business, ain't none of yours. We have been lulled into a trance.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. We're in trouble. The whole world's in trouble.
Control us.
You're sending some kind of signals out of TV sets.
I've got one that can see.
Mama don't like tattletale.
Now we start spilling some blood.
Let's go! Push a button.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick and I'm all out of it.
This trailer was actually better than the movie.
I was just thinking, it's like, this is not the movie I watched.
They sold this differently to us.
We really need to start watching the trailers, guys.
Notice that Justina and I are dressed for the movie.
Intentional.
Yes, because all work people wear flannel. In this movie they do.
Hashtag They Live.
So give it up for They Live. Woo! So, like I said, this movie came out in 1988, directed by John Carpenter, written by Frank Armitage. Does anyone know who Frank Armitage is?
The people next door do.
Oh, they got loud on purpose.
Oh yeah, I got you. Y'all want to play?
That's not
Want to
cool.
play? So do anyone know who Frank Armitage is?
Tell us, because I have no idea.
Nope, sure don't.
It's also John Carpenter.
Are you serious?
Yes. He went by Frank Armitage in this one because why? Weird. Based on a short story by Ray Nelson called 8 O'Clock in the Morning. It stars Roddy Piper as, does anyone know his name?
His real name, no.
In the movie. You might know his name in the movie?
In the movie?
Oh, in the movie?
Nada, that's right. Nada. N-A-D-A. As in nothing.
Which is also the amount of Oscars he has.
But he's in the Wrestling Hall of Fame, so that counts for something. We have Keith David, who's here at Pensacon, as Frank, Meg Foster as Holly, George Buck Flower as the Drifter, Peter Buck as Gilbert, Raymond St. Jacques as the Street Preacher. Are y'all ready for your sermon?
Preach on, brother.
Preach it.
Brothers and sisters, gather round.
Amen.
A drifter known as Nada arrives in Los Angeles. While on the street, he sees a street preacher warning, they have come to recruit the rich and powerful to control humanity. Nada just takes a job in construction because he ain't got time for that. He befriends a fellow construction worker, Frank, who is who leads him to a shantytown soup kitchen, and his leader, Gilbert. That night, a hacker takes over a television broadcast in the One TV in the homeless camp, claiming that scientists have discovered signals that have enslaved the population and keeping them in a dreamlike state. And the only way to stop it is to shut off the signal at the source. Those watching the broadcast complain of headaches. I would too. Nada secretly follows Gilbert and the street preacher into a nearby church and discovers that the meeting with a group that includes the hacker. He sees scientific equipment and cardboard boxes inside. Here's Gilbert worrying about Hoffman lenses that are made to be, that won't be enough to without strong people to help them. Nada is discovered by the blind preacher and yet escapes. Working man hands, you look good. That night, the shantytown and church are destroyed in a police raid, and the hacker and preacher are surrounded and beaten by riot police. That's terrible. The following day, Nada retrieves one of the boxes from the church, takes out a pair of sunglasses from it, hiding the rest in a trash can. Nada discovers that the sunglasses make the world appear black and white, but also reveals subliminal messages in the media to obey, consume, reproduce, and conform. You know, Walmart stuff. The glasses also reveal that many people are actually aliens with skull-like faces. When Nada mocks an alien woman at a supermarket, she alerts other aliens via a mysterious wristwatch. Nada leaves, but is confronted by 2 alien cops. He kills them, because that's easy, and steals their weapons. Nada enters a bank where he sees several of the employees and customers are aliens. He murders a bunch of them with a shotgun. He then takes...
Hey, stop.
Yep.
So, there's a lot that we passed.
Yeah, we're just going to go back to it, but you're...
Okay, cool, keep going.
It's like,
we're almost through it.
You're like, okay, we're almost through it.
So he escapes and takes Cable 54 employee Holly Thompson hostage. At Holly's home, Nada tries to get her to try on glasses, but she knocks him out, throws him out a window, and calls the police. That's what you do.
Don't leave, you can win a prize.
Nada returns to the alley and retrieves the box of sunglasses from a garbage truck. Frank meets Nada to give him his paycheck, which was weird. Nada tries to get Frank to put on the sunglasses. There's a fight, a very long fight about putting on sunglasses.
I really want to do a fight like that in a movie. I'm not lying. I want to be in I want to beat that time.
Is it because you want to be in a fight that long, or is it because you want to beat the time?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Nada wins. Frank puts on the glasses and sees the truth. Frank and Nada find Gilbert, who leads them to a anti-alien meeting movement that is ambushed. Holly's there too. They escape to a tunnel area that's more like their planet. They find out that there are rich and powerful people that are being taken over. They realize the source of the signal is at Holly's TV station. They go up to go try to stop that, and when they do, Holly realizes, Holly turns out she's one of the bad guys. She kills Frank. She tries to stop Nada, who destroys the signal and wakes everybody up so everyone sees all the aliens, but she is shot and killed. At his last moment of breath, he flips off the bad guys. The end.
So there was a lot to unpack in that.
That was quick. That was the quick. You know what that reminds me of? Like a Catholic mass sermon. It's like really quick.
Yeah, well, they only gave us 45 minutes, so I had to get it all done.
And now communion.
So now we can talk about it. Sorry about that.
All right.
So where do you want to back up to?
Can we just start with the name Holly Thompson, which is the prettiest name in the world? That's an exact line from the movie.
That's true.
What's your name? Holly. Holly what? Thompson. Oh, that's the prettiest name.
Holly Thompson.
Is my name Holly Thompson? Because if so, you have the prettiest name. Is anyone else? Yes, sir? Fantastic.
Thank you, Holly.
Got it.
That's
Done.
amazing.
It's a beautiful name. It's a pretty name. Maybe the prettiest.
In the whole world.
That's
You said you wanted me to slow down. You had
I
stuff
know,
with
but there's so much stuff that happened. Well, we skipped my favorite line.
So what is your favorite line?
The guy, okay, Frank, his friend?
Yep.
Okay, this is how this works, guys. Okay, so his friend was talking about how he walks the white line. And then he said, that white line's in the middle of the road. That's a dangerous line to walk. Puts his glasses on. Well, that's what I was going to do. He doesn't do that. He doesn't
there's always the bubble gum.
Put on the glasses, aliens.
Yeah. That was the best line ever.
What's that? I'm here to
You like that line better than I've come here to do two things?
Yes, because that line was ridiculous. Like that line happened, I was like, done, boom, favorite line.
All right.
A line about a road?
Yeah, because it was so cheesy.
I question you sometimes.
It was so cheesy. Like it came out, it was like,
No, there's millions of cheesy lines.
I know, the whole thing. I brought that up too, where I was like, all this movie, the dialogue of this whole movie is just those cheesy one-liners, and they pause and look at each other, and then action.
So, okay, here's a little disclaimer. For once, I had not seen this movie. So Wednesday, we watched this together.
We all three watched.
All three of us watched it together.
While making your prize packs,
right?
By the way.
And so I'm sitting here. I had to have him stop and say, "Just stop. What is going on?"
Well, this movie is a slow.
Hold on.
Well, this movie is a slow burn at the beginning because what we really follow Roddy Piper's character Nada. He is homeless from Colorado. He goes to look for work, and the lady who's trying to help him has no interest whatsoever in helping him. He basically loves having
talking about that
construction job.
unemployment job place or whatever that I thought was a bank.
Okay, I need to know who in here has actually seen this movie.
Oh, that's the first round.
That many people? Really?
Because it's a good movie.
You're welcome.
Like, they'd never heard of it. I'm just like,
Oh my God. All right. Did you like it? Those who raised your hands? Okay.
Who thinks that it's more relevant now than it used to be, like when it came out?
Oh, that is scary.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the terrifying part, right?
Who thinks-
I feel like I'm in advertising for a living, and I'm basically the aliens. I'm one of those people.
You're the aliens. Who thinks the aliens look like Ahmed from the Jeff Dunham show? I did.
they kind of
They kind of look like Ahmed.
I'll kill you.
I kill you.
So, you know, it's a slow burn. It takes about 30 minutes to get to the point where he gets the sunglasses and puts them on, and then that's when we see the secrets of the world, what's really going on.
So that is the point in which I had seen a piece of this whole movie. By the way, you don't know this. Okay, so we're watching it and he gets the sunglasses. Fun story. You guys don't really know us. Some of you don't know us very well, but I have not seen a lot of movies. That's a legit thing.
No,
I spent
she really
3 years
She's
in film
basically
school,
Amish.
by the way. So I have seen films in pieces for film school, but I have not watched a lot of movies. So it hit the point where he put the sunglasses on, and I actually had to do like a paper on this small little scene of him looking at all these billboards that say obey and conform and all of that. And then it stops before the aliens show up. So I had no idea that this was even in this movie, first of all, that it was connected. It was just this one little scene, and it's a similar take, but it had a completely different thing when you take out the whole alien aspect of it, because it really does just focus heavily on that media, changing your thoughts.
So from a filmmaker perspective, like I find that the black and white element, as odd as it sounds, is tasteful and really art film.
Right, no, it was.
I feel like it's a proper science fiction film in the sense that it's challenging social cultures and not just here's a bunch of laser swords and disgruntled fan base.
It was fascinating, the small scene is what I'm saying, though.
I agree with you to a point, Drew. The concept, I think, is really good. I like that. I am very, very picky in particular about makeup and special effects and all that.
If you look on the screen, we've got what we're talking about if you've not seen this film.
Yeah, so I was...
Keep talking.
This is the part that I saw.
Oh yeah, we'll let her finish.
And then
Oh, you keep talking about this as well.
Well,
I turned the sound off.
before he looks at a person, so you don't ever see him look at a person and see that because you can see the aliens with the glasses too.
My problem was
so it's all focus on media.
I thought the aliens were comical looking, and it took away from the movie for me. It completely, it made it almost like a comedy. It's like, are you kidding me? This is it? I was, so I was very disappointed in the special effects or makeup or whatever that was.
That would be makeup.
That was makeup?
Yeah, that was makeup.
It was bad. It was really bad.
I don't know.
I mean, if that's the look they were going for, they did a good job. But like I said, to me it was comical, and it took me out of the movie.
What would you rather have?
I don't know, something. I would have rather, if they're going to go with the skeleton look, I would have rather had to have something where it looks like the skin's been pulled off and more blood and actual, gore.
I don't know if they wanted gooey aliens running around.
I wanted something not funny. I thought it was funny.
Gooey aliens.
Hey Scotty, can you pull up the obey image, or do you want me? I can flip it around.
Oh, they can see it on screen. It's been
the image Shepherd Ferry.
No, I don't.
Do you guys know about the connection of the artist? Have you ever seen this? It's hard to see, but have you guys seen this before? Shepherd Ferry. You guys know this, right? Obey comes from the movie, right? It's Andre the Giant's face, but like Shepherd Ferry kind of parodying on it.
That's Andre the Giant. I just met him.
Yeah, I didn't meet Andre the Giant.
No, you did in a movie.
In a movie. She didn't know who he was.
Yeah, our last film was.
No. I threw down his name. Thank you very much.
Oh, you knew that.
Princess Bride.
So the same artist, in case now I've lost my place, but the same artist, in case you didn't know, is the same individual that did that. And so I think it's kind of a fascinating idea.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Juxtapose this idea of this movie, and I'm not being political, I'm just making visual statements here. That's what science fiction's supposed to do, it's supposed to stir something. And I love the fact that the same artist turned around and did the Obama posters and kind of pushed the boundary that way a little bit. Just for him to take that same idea and flip it around is an interesting idea, especially in the light of whatever you want to say. Again, non-political, I'm not that kind of guy. I don't even vote.
Well, it's hard to be non-political for this movie. This movie's very political, especially for the 80s. I mean, it takes a hard look at media and what media really does to you.
Right.
Plus, it really takes a shot at the power elite.
It's a lot about TV.
Carpenter's not a fan of Reaganomics, and he's trying to prove
TV and magazines and...
Yeah, but I mean, nowadays I would argue it's like YouTube. No offense to YouTube.
Well, they didn't have that as much then. And it's also
interesting.
But they not just YouTube, they didn't have that kind of stuff as much.
Yeah, right.
Like, so there was just like the magazines and the advertising.
This
and
is
the
getting
TV.
deep and serious.
However, it's also interesting that the people who are the aliens are the people who are into it so much, like judging other people based on their takes and their perspectives of how people look, how they dress, how they react. So like you could almost tell who they were without the glasses based on their behaviors, which was interesting.
So see, Sarah, you just went to another level. That's the point. That's my thing about the movie. Like it, love or hate it. I love the fact that it to me, does what science fiction is supposed to do and hasn't done in a long time, which is challenge us. I think it should challenge you and cause at least some kind of conversation. Sadly, I feel like that's lost these days. I mean, there's some out there, don't get me wrong, but I think that's pretty powerful.
It is. I totally agree. Let's go to our libation. So next time you watch this movie, there's a nice drink you can pair with it.
Well, actually, yes, there is, and you can make this at home, but because we are at Pensacola, and I'm all about supporting local whatever is going on, we have a lovely bar over there, and I've decided to choose one of the cocktails that is on their menu to tie it into this movie, and they had one that I chose, and I am giving you the ingredients.
It looks like this.
It's called the Benford cocktail. Now the reason why I chose Benford, follow me on this. Benford is a tool company. Guy did construction work.
I got you.
There you go.
That's where we'll tell you two-time, it all fits.
I mean,
he had his own tools.
And also flannel. So there you go. But it's double cross vodka, raspberry liqueur, which, by the way, I was watching. It's 1 part double cross vodka, 1 part raspberry liqueur, sour mix, and Sprite. And if you're lucky, you get a cherry in it.
We did not get a cherry the first time.
No,
we were
did.
only
The second time we did.
50-50 shot.
So basically, it pairs nicely with this movie, and support your local bar while you're here.
It's good to have a con with a bar, I think. It's great. So here, how about some Apocrypha? Here, there's not too much different. The book, has anyone read the short story that this is based on, 8 o'clock in the morning?
This is based on a story?
Yeah, short story.
There you go.
It's called 8 o'clock. It's very short. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. And so here's the gist of it. George Nada is at he's at a hypnotist show, and he gets hypnotized, and that's what wakes him up, and he starts seeing all this stuff. Without the sunglasses, he just sees the aliens and the messages and stuff. And then he goes on a path to try to wake other people up. He gets a phone call at night that says, "You're a very old man. At 8 o'clock in the morning, you're going to die of a heart attack." And so he spends the whole story trying to convince people that they're aliens, and does so. But at 8 o'clock in the morning, he drops dead because he's still susceptible to the subliminal message.
That's crazy.
And so in the end, you can never escape it. And I thought that's fun. That's where the difference is from the movie. Here's some people who were suggested to play George Nada. Alec Baldwin, Michael Biehn, who's here this weekend.
Yes,
Brian Bosworth, the Boz. Jeff Bridges, Bruce Campbell, Tom Cruise, Harrison Ford, Michael Keaton, Christopher Lambert, Stephen Lang, Bill Paxton, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Bruce Willis.
Okay.
I feel like it would have been a different movie had Van Damme been cast.
There've been a lot of kicks.
Right?
Well, this is they could have got Van Damme cheap because he was on his way up. He hadn't really done anything except drop out of Predator. He was the original Predator, right?
Wait, what year was this?
88.
He did. I thought he did a lot of stuff in the 80s. You're gonna miss your prize. We're gonna draw.
Chastise.
Wouldn't it be funny if we drew her number?
Okay, so Scotty, if you had to pick one of the people that could have been Nada, who would you pick?
Oh, Bill Paxton.
Why?
Because I think Bill Paxton plays off the everyday man. So Nada's like this wrestler, and so he's a big dude, and I think this role is better if he's just an average size. Like
you're saying more vulnerability?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we wouldn't have gotten like the 10-minute fight scene.
That fight scene was epic.
I mean, it was okay.
I think you and I should go do it right now.
Yes.
You want to leg wrestle?
All right.
All you have to do
I'm
is
wearing
one
jeans,
backdrop.
so
All you have to do
I'm
is
wearing
one
jeans,
backdrop,
too.
just
It's a
one.
dangerous
I have
battle.
a feeling we should wrestle right now.
How many of those have you
I
had?
am covered in bruises.
She's like, I'm on my sixth one. Number 7 means a wrestling time.
Let it be known that Justina is scared to wrestle
Let's
me.
go. Let's do it right now.
I'm just kidding.
No, ma'am. Jennifer's over there like, don't do it. Don't do it.
She's like, please don't do
I
it.
have
Just
so
don't
many.
do it.
It's not funny.
All right, here's some bar trivia. The famous line, I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum, was ad-libbed.
That's awesome.
Not the best line in the movie, though.
It is absolutely the best line in the movie.
It's one of the best lines in cinema history, I would say.
It is known around the
So
world.
look at there. See?
Let me just throw this out there. I'm going to need everybody to get their sunglasses ready because before we leave, I'm going to take a selfie with everybody with their sunglasses on.
The big fight sequence was designed and rehearsed and choreographed in the backyard of John Carpenter's production office. But Piper and David decided to fight it out for real, only taking hits to the face and the groin. So there's a scene in the movie after the fight when you...
Hold on. I didn't realize they were wrapped in cellophane. Hold on. Just hold on.
I guess you didn't see them being
It's a
packed.
beautiful sound, though. It's nice.
But there's a scene after the fight scene where Roddy Piper has his shirt off and he's all bruised up. Those are real bruises from the fight. They're not makeup. He's got these terrible bruises. The stuff on his face is all makeup. Everything on his back was real after being slammed repeatedly. Because, they just didn't do the fight scene once. It's a movie. They had different angles and
Well, they
stuff.
also just were like, oh, you're a wrestler, you can take the bumps. And he's
Right.
like, okay.
Roddy was like, yeah, I'm in a movie. Let's do this.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to do another movie. And he did Hell Comes to Frog.
Which is brilliant, and I can't wait to talk that one through.
Oh my
He was
God.
also the maniac in Always Sunny in Philly.
He was also the maniac in Always
We
Sunny.
did bring that up
I
while we were
love
watching
that
the
show. Love that
God
show.
rest Roddy.
All of the various aliens through the movie, both male and female, were portrayed by the stunt coordinator Jeff Amata. But the credits list him as a female goal, and he said he could fit into the costume. He says he didn't mind wearing pumps. When you have 14 black belts, you can wear pumps. So anytime there's a single alien, it's just the one guy, man or female. So when there's a group of them, it's a bunch of actors. But the rest of the time, it's like that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I thought so too. So Vince McMahon, who runs WWF at the time, now WWE, did not want Roddy Piper to do this movie.
Why?
Because he was making more money, and McMahon wanted to keep his pay down to a certain grade. He was a certain level.
He was going to get too famous?
Right, he thought he was going to get too famous.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
Greedy.
But he let Hulk Hogan do no holds barred.
Right.
He obviously didn't think it would be successful.
What's that?
He obviously did not think that would be successful.
Oh no, he knew. Hulk was huge.
I was like, it's fine, do it, I don't care. Your pay's not going to go up, it doesn't bother
Did
me.
you guys know about the big wrestling training that goes on here in Pensacola?
Yeah.
Nope.
Didn't I?
Oh, it's pretty awesome.
Did I say that
A
wrong?
very famous wrestler is from here. A current wrestler is from here.
And his
Say that like
cousins.
I should know.
He's beautiful.
Oh, is it Aquaman? Because you think
He kind of looks like Aquaman.
Boom done.
He is.
My two questions for that. First off, I don't think Aquaman's real, question mark. Two, I don't think he's a wrestler.
But yes, he is the same genetic background.
No, that's as far as I got said. I'm not getting anything else.
Bless your heart. It's okay. It's okay.
So, Drew, give us your sequel.
All right, here it is. So I've been working on this quite seriously for 4 years. I'm obsessed with a movie called Jim Cotta. Does anybody know the movie Jim Cotta? Yep.
Okay,
If you've not, it's the first episode of our podcast.
Gymkata, and it stars Jonathan.
The athlete that is martial arts.
It's so terrible, it's brilliant. Yeah, there's a pommel horse literally in the middle of the town. He starts doing gymnastics. And
That's pretty much the only thing you need to do.
Who has that in the middle of their town first?
Jim Cotta people. It doesn't matter. So I want to make a movie called They Live Jim Cotta 2, T-O-O, right?
Yeah.
So the idea is you take Jim Cotta, Jonathan Cabot, it would be played by Clayne Crawford, and if you go look at Clayne, if you look at his face, he looks just like Jonathan Cabot. So you take those two and you put them together, and so the movie is you have a dude that can do martial arts and gymnastics fighting aliens. It's brilliant. Nobody's behind me on this.
No, I'm
I see
thinking.
one guy. I see a dentist Quaid guy behind me. That's great.
My question is,
Broker Joker's got me right there. Broker Joker. For all your business needs, the Broker Joker.
can we make the aliens look scarier though?
No.
No.
They have to be the
Okay,
same.
Stephanie, you did not see Gymkhana. The aliens need to look goofier. Okay.
Wait, there's aliens in Gymkhana?
ridiculous. No.
Well, if you only when you wear the sunglasses, you can see them.
So I watched Gymkhana because I was on that podcast.
It's the most important movie ever made.
My takeaway from the whole movie was these writers were like, we have this gymnast. Karate. Boom, done. Done. No, it was like a whole thing. They found the gymnast later. They thought of the movie first.
It's based on a book?
Is it real? That's what we talked about.
Yeah, because I own it. I bought a $35 paperback that no one cares about.
You did actually it as a gift.
I would be interested in reading the book.
I am interested.
It's actually really good.
I would read
Read
it.
it.
Yeah, well, I read 3 pages.
It is really
That's
hard
as
to
much as
find
I
this
can
book.
read.
I have looked it up twice.
I read the
forget
first
everything.
page, a middle page, and the last page, and if it makes sense, good book. Hitchhiker's Guide, good book. The Bible, good book.
I have a pitch for this movie, but we're running short of time, so I'm going to do our pitch in our next episode.
Yeah, let's do that.
The Cult Meeting. I think you will enjoy it, so give you a reason to go listen to the podcast. So, what do you think the budget for this movie was?
$12.
We have $12 here, Justina.
When was it made? I don't know. I always ask.
88?
Doesn't matter. The budget?
It was probably $3 million. I don't know.
No, you're gonna guess your $12.
I'm sorry, $12.
Okay. I'm gonna go with $13 million.
13 million.
7.5.
7.5. Anybody in the audience, what do you think this movie was?
1.2 million.
1.2, get one more on the side. Who's good?
I like that you had a point in yours. Well done.
$500,000.
Okay.
4 million was the budget on this
Oh
film.
my
All right.
So the Price is Right, Broker Joker makes it up there.
So
Joker was close.
on opening weekend was November 6, 1988.
Oh, God.
How much did it make opening weekend?
It made $300,000.
Which would be pretty good for a $12 movie.
$5 million.
$5 million.
Good grief, I'll go with 1.2 million.
1.2. In the back.
6 million.
$20.
20 bucks.
That's like 4 tickets.
Survey
That makes
says?
sense.
$4.8 million.
Oh, wow.
just-
That's better
I
than
was
what I
like, I won
anticipated.
that one.
Its worldwide gross was $13 million.
Wow.
So it made what it put into.
It
the
sure
first
did.
weekend.
It ranked number 3, and then the second week it ranked number 1, and then the third week it vanished.
What on earth came out with
Where did
it?
it go?
What also opened with it that was so bad that this movie was so good?
No, people liked it, and so people gravitated to it.
Roddy Piper was a big deal.
Right.
No, I don't know that. I just don't remember
You weren't
this
killed.
movie.
And then, well, no one does, because this would happen. It was number 3, then number 2. Movies don't do that. Movies don't climb. Movies are like, I'm number 1 and then the next number 1. It's rare that they climb. This one climbed. When it was number 1 for a week, it was pulled. Carpenter believes that it was political pressure that pulled it, and he will tell you that to this day.
Fantastic.
He needs people to wake up. He's trying real hard to wake us up, guys.
Films that opened that weekend were number 1 was Die Hard.
Oh, I love that movie.
That makes sense.
Number
Did
two
this
was
come out at Christmas time?
no. Well, yeah, it's November. Yeah.
Yeah, Die Hard, best Christmas movie ever.
Everyone knows that.
Came out. Number 2 was A Fish Called Wanda. Number 4 was Crossing the.
Scotty, I have seen A Fish Called Wanda.
Oh my God.
I have to, do you know,
Film school, guys.
I
Film
saw A Fish Called Wanda in Frankfurt, Germany,
was a
and it was
weird
all in German. That's the first time I
Not
saw
weird
it.
than Gymkhana though, so.
Number 3, of course, was They Live. Number 4 was Crossing Delancey. Number 5 was U2 Rattle and Hum.
Oh, I walked out of that movie. I did. I bought a ticket, saw a few minutes of it, and said, "This is stupid." and walked
So
out.
I will tell you this: this movie ranked in the top 100 for the year.
98.
Where did it go? So 98.
She said 94.
52.
Someone back on this side.
26.
26.
I like that guy. 26. Holly
27.
Thompson says 26.
26.
Holly,
27.
prettiest name ever, Thompson.
81.
Oh wow.
Oh.
I went again. No, I went
You
over.
can manipulate the number 26.
You went over.
So he won.
It'll be 81, so I was kind of right.
Close enough, yes.
I'm kind of with that. Do you know what the number 1 movie in 1988 was?
Back to the Future 2. Please, for the love of God, let it be my time.
No. I don't think that was ever the number 1 movie of the year.
I was rooting for you too.
Martians for Mars.
No.
Broker Joker.
Well, Die Hard came out, it should have been Die Hard.
Yeah, you would think. Die Hard was like very low that year. I think it's because it came out so late, so it didn't have time to generate enough for 98. Number 1 was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Number 2, Coming to America.
Oh, I love that movie.
Number 3 is Good Morning Vietnam.
What year did Back to the Future 2 come out?
90.
Okay, I'm close.
Keep that tax away from
Big is number 4, and Crocodile Dundee 2 was number 5.
I had it too.
The movie They Live, like I said, came out finished 81. It was beaten by another movie that we've done on this show, Halloween 4, which came out in 61.
I think it would be a really great social experiment for people to watch it and do research and then write a paper.
She wants you to watch it to give you work.
And then we all need to read the short story. Boom, done.
Collectively.
I recommend it only if you invent a drinking game, because no,
What would you
otherwise.
drink for?
Every time they put on glasses.
There would be so many things. Every time there's a stupid one-liner,
Yes.
you drink.
And you'd be drunk. I also recommend it, so I think it's good. If you've not seen it, I recommend go out and see it. So this is Scotty saying